Hey guys, what is up? In this video I want to talk about my epic journey through pickup and what pickup has done to me in the long term and all the things that it can do for you, right? So I started out like many of you guys, a little worse actually. I was really depressed, I was really lonely, my social abilities were the worst, and I had the biggest troubles just making friends and keeping them and having like good social relationships, especially with the opposite sex. So like growing up, I was really depressed actually. Like I'm sounding really upbeat right now, but I was really depressed and I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. And I just studied a lot. I saw all the other people having parties, making friends, getting together after class and stuff, and I was just not that guy, right? So I was living in Spain and I moved all the way to Glasgow. It's the biggest city in Scotland, right? And around that time when I was 18, I found out about the game, like the pick up all this stuff, and I was so obsessed into it. And I was like, holy shit, this stuff can change your life. Oh my god, what, you can just go up to girls and attract them and then take them home and make good things happen and like get a girlfriend. And I mean, in the beginning for me, it was very low. I was coming from a very low point, and all I wanted to do really was to get one girlfriend, and that was it. I would be happy if one girl liked me. That was it, because up until then I'd have nothing, right? So we were in Scotland, I was reading all this stuff, and what got me into this more than anything else was Tyler's videos. I thought they were pure value, right? So anyway, so I moved to Scotland and I started going out really hard after watching all the videos. Of course, I was a theory freak for like 2 or 3 months, and then when I had the balls enough, I met another guy who was my age, and we were the same level. We had never gone out, and we went out. I remember that night we talked to one girl, and we were so excited. We were like, "Oh my god, this is so amazing!" And of course, that girl like blew me off after like 5 seconds. But it was epic, and I loved it. After this one opened, I knew this was the thing that I wanted to do, and the thing that caught me going, like for sure. It was such a rush, like such adrenaline. I was just going up to her and like doing all this stuff. And I just feel like for the first time in my life, I had control over my life. I mean, also like being independent helped a lot to feel this feeling of just being a fucking man, right? So anyway, I started going out so hard in Glasgow. It was so cold. I remember I go out by myself to clubs, and like I'd be shivering and there'd be snow falling down, and I'm like dribbling, and I'd be like, what the fuck am I doing? Am I going crazy or something? But this ginger guy in the internet was like, you're gonna do it, you're gonna pull the girls, you're gonna go out, you're gonna fucking approach. And I was like, holy fuck, well, I guess this is what I gotta do now. Don't be a fucking bitch. But it was rough, man. It was tough, and you go to clubs and I get rejected over and over again. So anyway, I started going out and hitting the clubs was crazy, and I wouldn't get many results, I'd get a few makeouts here and there, but it was a total blast. I had so much fun, and even though it was really tough and I had to go out and all this stuff every single night, most nights, and still pull off a really hard career, because the time I was studying electrical mechanical engineering, and I would get no sleep at all. It'd be crazy. Like, I don't know how I did it. Like, I don't even know if I'd be able to do it like now. So anyway, I would go out and I would read all the books and like get all the products and write down my infields and stuff. But then nothing so good for a long time, is it? And then I moved back to Spain, right? And my mum's reality, like just being back to like where I'd been in such a shed for such a long time, my environment just threw me back, and I was so depressed. I was like, why is this shit not working anymore? And like my sense of reality was crumbled, right? And that summer, it was okay. I met a few more guys, and I still go out and push it and just go through it, but like I wasn't getting much results actually. I'd be like at this point with like my first girl already, and I remember that was epic and stuff. But it wasn't really like, it was like I'm putting a lot of effort and energy into this, and I can't really see the results. But I just kept on going, I just had trust in myself. So anyway, the next year I went back to uni by myself, independent, alone with my old friends from Glasgow. By the way, I love gaming in Glasgow because just the culture in Britain is way more conducive and convenient to pick up. It is, I'm not gonna lie. So it was a blast, it was fun, and around this time I started, like, it was a year into it exactly, I started getting really good. I started pulling girl every single week, and at the time I just thought I was a god. I was like, holy fuck, I have done this. And I would tell all my friends like, yo guys, you gotta listen to this shit. Like, all my friends obviously, like, they were like, what the fuck, well, what is going on with you? And completely like outcasted myself from all my other friends, from my old friends around this time as well. But I remember like the culmination of this small phase was like, I remember my dad came over to fly over, come visit me in Glasgow, and over this 5 days, which I had no uni anymore, I didn't have to study. Like I fucked 4 girls in those 5 days. Like blew my mind. Like before, like at the now it's like okay, well that's cool. But at the time I was like, holy fuck, like blowing over my reality, all my fears and my boundaries, and you know, a lot of I had to go through. I mean, we all have to do this. You have to go through a lot of shit in your brain, which is telling you can't do this, you can't do this, and you just plow through it, and all your insecurities and your fears, and like it changes your life, to be honest. And you have to have no ego. You have to be able to take negative feedback like a motherfucker. There's so many things that which helped me, like Pickup gave me, right? But it's going out and like doing this every fucking day. And I know it sounds really tough because I would go out a lot and put a lot of energy into this, but I mean it was so worth it because it's just journey, right? So anyway, I'd been with quite a few girls at this point, and then I flew back to Spain, and the exact same thing happened as last year. My reality got crumbled back in the old place, and I was like, holy fuck, I gotta change this. I really gotta change this. But anyway, because I'd been so good, I'd been neglecting other areas of my life, mainly my studies. So around the time I got really good at game, my results in study at university went really down, and I actually failed 2 of my classes out of 8, which isn't that bad because for what I studied, it was really good actually. So anyway, I had to repeat them, and anyway, in the end, I had a suspended year actually. So I was like, this is great actually, I can have a year where I can just pimp it and boss it up. So anyway, I could have stayed in Spain, you know, my mom, I'm actually from a well-off family. Like my mom gave me an Audi, and I had a really nice house, and she would cook for me, and we had cleaners, and I had this amazing room and apartment all for myself where I could bring, it was really good, like next to the beach and stuff. But instead, I ran out of my comfort zone, I crushed over it, and I was like, fuck it, you know what? I'm gonna fucking travel this whole fucking year. I have no money, I don't fucking know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna fucking do it, right? So, as an excuse, because I studied a bit of German and I still speak kind of, I moved to Vienna. That was kind of the excuse for my mom. I was like, Mom, I'm gonna learn German this year, so it's not like a complete waste. But in reality, I was gonna fucking do the game shit, right? So anyway, I moved to Vienna. Well, actually, I moved to Berlin first because I heard about this trip about Ozzy was going to give a speech there, and Derek, and I thought this was a great opportunity to meet people, and actually it was really a really good opportunity because it was a 5-day pickup trip, and it was epic, and we have so many cool experiences, and it was so much fun, and we laughed so much, and I made so many epic friends, so much so that I got invited by this inner circle actually leader of Vienna from ISD to live in his house for a month, and a bit more actually. I could have stayed in Berlin, that would have been okay, alright as well, but I moved to Vienna anyway. So at the time, I lost all my game because of the summer, my reality. My game wasn't as on point as it had been before, right? And I was trying to get it back, right? I was like, can this shit work again? Like, I don't know, like, you know, like this shit, that shit. And you know, around this point, I'd slept with like 25 girls, something like that. And it was like, it's okay, but I don't know. So I moved to Vienna, and I remember I was with Martin the first month and a half, and then I moved in with this guy called Mario. And the reason I moved with Mario is because I could see that he was really into game at that moment, because everyone has different phases in their life, and he was just in a phase where he was like learning game. Like he just learned about game, and he was really motivated. And when you see a new guy who's really motivated, that really draws you in. So he thought I was a complete show actually at the time, because my game was really bad. But because I had a reference experience, I was like, no, I'm cool. I'm just a bit rough right now. So anyway, he let me move in with him, and it was epic because we'd wake up together and we'd take cold showers and go to the gym together and like cook all the healthy food. He didn't go to uni or anything. He just basically game. He lived in this residential university place. So I was with all these German people, and like, yeah, it was epic. And we blasted Vienna. And I was there for a month or 2, and we got a job there. I was learning a bit of German. Didn't come much of it anyway, but the next phase was I started traveling, because Vienna is in a very centric place where you can go to a lot of cities from Vienna. So I started doing this epic shit. It was so epic, I swear to God. I would go to different cities, mainly the ones around Vienna. So Munich, Milan, Prague, Bratislava, Budapest. I would go to all these cities, and I would not have I started going because of ISD events, right? And then I was like, this is epic shit. So what I would do is I'd go to that city, just me, I just set myself, have nothing there, no anyone there, with a few friends actually, and we would not go to a place to sleep. So we would not know where we were going to sleep that night, and we would just, the second we came out of the bus or the train or whatever, we just fucking game, boom, 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 right? And it was epic. Like, it was really epic because you know, your game improves so much when you can do this kind of shit where you just travel to a city and you start gaming. So anyway, we didn't have a place to sleep, and in every single city where I did this, I would end up pulling, and I would have so many crazy stories of, like, for example, in Munich, it took me 2 days to pull, like one night in the middle, and like the second day, I didn't sleep that night, and I was like so distraught. I was like opening girls, and like it was epic. I swear to God, I don't want to indulge this kind of life. I mean, I just had to kind of did it, and I'm happy I did it. I would not want to do it again. I'm just saying. But anyway, I pulled it like it was Monday at this point, Sunday. I can't remember. It was a really bad day. I was like, fuck. Last day it was so epic. There was so many girls, but I wasn't able to pull. And today we're gonna shitty club. I don't think I'm gonna pull. So anyway, end of story. I end up pulling like this fucking MILF, really hot girl, like fake tits, amazingly hot. She was like 30 something, and she had a Mercedes, right? So next thing I know, I'm driving this Mercedes around München, like this super high class Mercedes. I'm like, holy fuck, this is so cool. And we ended up going to a house, and it was epic. Good things to shoot, obviously. So anyway, I did this to a few cities, and then I came up with the bright idea of assisting RSD. This was the next step, actually. It was the natural next step. So anyway, long story short, I saw a ticket to Miami, and it was really epic that I had the timing, because Mario had to leave the place where I was living, and I ended up being homeless. And I know that the tipping point was like I was sleeping in this train station, the toilet, and I got caught, and I was like, this is so bad, because I was like, I'm not gonna spend money right at this point. I was very narcissistic, and I didn't take a lot of drugs. I didn't take most drugs. I didn't take any drugs actually, for the most part. But I was still really very narcissistic and very like completely aware of society, right? It was epic, right? I'm really happy I did it. So anyway, I was kicked out, had no place to live. Mario went back to his father's to just try to like reconstruct it. It was not very sustainable. And 2 days later, I find this trip to Miami, which left 6 hours after I saw it, and it was £450. That was the only catch, was it left 6 hours after. So I have to like, I decided, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to Miami. I know no one there, but this is gonna be so cheap, and I just have to get everything ready. And I didn't know I was gonna have time to do it or not. But in the end, I actually did it, and I managed like, by the like bellows, you see in Spanish, to get on the plane and fly to Miami. So yeah, anyway, I moved to Miami, and I have 2 weeks there to like, until RSD comes. It was summer at the time, and I started gaming, and I had like epic stories as well. Me going around Miami trying to survive, and around this time I developed, I mean, I'd be already eating once a day, which I still do by the way. But in Miami I did it hardcore, so I just started going to buffets once a day, getting blasted of food, and like keto body, like intermittent fasting sort of thing. Try to like manage, get protein and stuff. Not the healthiest thing. Now I eat quinoa and like so much healthier, but well, anyway. Moved to Miami. So anyway, I moved to Miami and have a few epic stories, meet a few cool guys, and then in Miami Beach. And before that, I'd been in Europe, and it was so cold. And I'm missing so many details, by the way, but I'm just trying to make it as short as possible. So anyway, moved there, and I'm like, holy fuck, I'm in Miami. I can't believe this. And 2 weeks later, Madison sends me a text. I'd already talked to his previous assistant and some other guy from RSD, and he sends me a text, and he's like, your first mission is to get me some food. I'm like, holy fuck, I'm so excited. So anyway, I meet him, and the guy's cool as fuck, and I'm a bit weird, I'm a bit nervous, but whatever. Seen so many videos of the fuckers. So then I was with him for a bit there and stuff, and I was assisting, and it was so cool. Like, it was like a dream come true, and I was going into the clubs with these amazing cameras, and like the best clubs in Miami, like Live and Rockwell and stuff. And I'd record the shit, and then I'd edit him, and then like live with him in his house, and just be around him. And I learned so many things about like how he moved, how he talked, and his boot camps were so amazing. So you know, around the time in Miami, I met these two guys, and we went to Orlando. I had more adventures there, and we went to a fucking amazing festival, and I drove all the way there, and I got a fine, and like so much epic shit. Like one day I'll go more into details, into stories, but then you know, more assisting and stuff. And then I went to Vegas, and I did immersion, and I met one of the immersion coach who was just starting, and we just kind of bonded a little bit better, and I started going out with him, and epic stories. Like I pull every fucking day, and like amazing in Vegas. Love it, miss it, cherish it, best ever. And then I went to LA, and I met this really cool guy who was making so much money. I had a kind of life which I really wanted at the time, because I was getting a bit tired actually from traveling so much, and it was really wearing me off, sorry. So yeah, I lived with a guy super amazing, and I really want to repay them a favor. And so many guys out there like through this journey, like Tony and fucking so many. I swear to God, I just can't name them all. I swear to God, I'd just be like this one and this one, like so many guys. I mean, when you're in this like mode of just going all out and stuff, like a lot of people help you out, and you know one day you're gonna have to pay all those favors, because it was like I cannot like express all the love that I received. You know, it was so amazing. People were really inspired by what I was doing. Putting so many girls, like getting on Snapchat and stuff. So anyway, I was in LA, so I moved to LA as well, gaming there, and had amazing epic stories there, all this shit. And then like at this time I had to go back to Glasgow to repeat my exams. So I moved back to Glasgow, and there was this girl who I'd banged, who was really pretty. I really liked her. Back in Glasgow I was like, fuck, you know, I need to study for my exams. I really like this girl. Relationship time. So around this time I got into a relationship, right? And I'm still in it actually, and I think the girl is lovely. She's just so caring, so sweet, and she's such from a good, like, caring, good family, like as opposed to where I've come from. I'm from so much chaos that I've. So anyway, I hope this story inspires you, and you go fucking out, you pimp it, because it's all your journey, and you're gonna fucking get amazing results if you just stick to the process and fucking pimp it, yo. Peace.